Hello, and welcome to episode 640 of Prog Review. And today, because there's an odd number in the year, it must be a new Steve Hackett album. Indeed it is. This is At the Edge of Light. It's his 105th solo album. I'm joking. No, there's probably... Look, someone scribbled on it. Look. Yeah, this is I think they called it the Vortex Vinyl. Look, as you can see, there's the front, there's the back. It's the standard artwork that we've got from the last few releases, 5 releases. Whoever does his artwork, it's all pretty, yeah, it's all pretty similar. So yeah, this is I think they call it Vortex Vinyl. Look at that. Look, yeah, but it's ruined now because I've touched it. See, I've listened to it a number of times over the weekend, and oh god, I said to the missus, "Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this review because people, people they get umpy if you don't like things a certain way, and oh, you just get a bit tired. You get a bit tired of doing the same old. But here we are. It's 55 minutes long, and even though it's a double album, it's only on 3 sides. The 4th side is an etching of the album cover. I'm not sure how successful that is, but hey, you'll have to buy your own copy to see that. Links will be provided in the description. Yeah, so it's another album. It's another, like I say, another odd number in the year, so it must be another Steve Hackett album. I think they are coming together a bit too soon, and especially as he doesn't tour the albums anymore. It's the Genesis thing, and I do wonder why. Because remember, it goes studio album, live album, studio album, live album. That's what we've got now. But that's how the machine works. Steve's got to put food on the table, so we can't criticise him for that. Starts with fallen walls and pedestals. Droopy balls. Droopy balls. I'm the Howard Stern of Prog. Yeah, it's a short instrumental. It's 2 minutes long. It's kind of almost like Beasts in Our Time Part 1, because they sound thematically similar to me. It's got that blooming awful keyboard string sound. Again, more of that later. I know it's supposed to be an epic beginning to an album, but I don't care for it. Neither do I care for Beasts in Our Time. Now, again, I'm going to talk in terms. There's like Dark Hackett, and I'm thinking of stuff like and this comes back to I'm reaching far back to like the times of Dark Town, which is an album it's a bit problematic for me. I don't like it when Hackett goes dark. Oh, hello, Hannah. What, you going to go under the desk? What? Oh, what, you want to fuss? Okay, we'll do fuss. At least you're not snoring. She does snore. There's your little tail wagging. Can you hear the tail wagging? Good girl. I've lost my thread thanks to the dog. Yeah, Dark Hackett, where he does all the moody stuff. Hackett's not moody, and it always comes off as turgid. And Beasts in Our Time is a very turgid track, and again, that's without the video. But that's another boring YouTube video I've done. Go and watch that. But Beasts in Our Time, in the Garden of Beasts, he gets his missus to write his lyrics now. Haven't any of these rock stars watched Spinal Tap? I said to my missus, "You can do the lyrics for my album." She goes, "You don't do any singy songs." I said, "Ha ha ha, gotcha." But yeah, it's not very good. But Under the Eye of the Sun, I remember when it was first dropped, I said I enjoyed it. So people said, "Oh, you really don't really?" No, I think this is where Hackett excels. He's very good at the bright, cheery material. I like it when he does the little cheery, things with the guitar, and I like it. I like that song. It's cheery. I like cheery Hackett, happy Hackett. Dark Hackett, no good. But happy Hackett I like. And then we're going to, I mean, Underground Railroad, again, because some of these tracks have been released, and I try and avoid them, because I want to come to the album as fresh, as fresh as it is. And yeah, Underground Railroad, I thought was, it was really cool. It features the McBroom sisters, Durga and Lorelei. I think they worked with the Floyd on their live tours back in the day. And yeah, I mean, it's about, lyrically, it's about, it's about, I'm stroking the dog, that's not a euphemism. It's about the hidden network that was used to ferry slaves from the south up to the north of America, back in the day, the times of slavery, to get slaves, to help slaves escape. It's about that, and it's a, I mean, it's a very interesting song, because you have, I think there's harmonica in there, and you've got these lovely vocals, and then Hackett himself singing, and I mean, I thought it was good, and the subject's interesting. It's a worthy track, and I thought, it was one of the hits. So, Under the Eye of the Sun and Underground Road hits. Those Golden Wings, it's a long one, it's 11 minutes 20. Bits of it, again, it reminded me, there's a bit, structurally, there's a bit of like Riding the Colossus in there. I mean, it was all right, but I think there's also some of those blooming keys as well. There's these string sound that they use, with big dun, 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 dun. Just me doing that will illustrate, which they just leave me cold every time. It just seems to be totally unimaginative, and just a bit almost like sorry, I'm the dog's bothering me. Stop bothering me, dog. Now she's having a scratch. They're almost. It's just I don't know, lazy. I don't like it. There was some of the things with the drums as well. I think it might have been Underground Railroad. They use these heavy reverb drum sounds when it's maybe a lighter drum patch. No, I'm sure they're real drums, but they almost sound like it's a drum machine. I'm just being picky. I'm being terribly picky. But those Golden Wings, I thought there was bits of it that I enjoyed, but then there's other bits that detracted. I think it could have been edited into a better song, because I liked certain parts of it, and then when the stringy bits come in, I wasn't. Plus, the echoes of Riding the Colossus was like, oh, I've heard this before. Shadow and Flame, we go eastwards. I quite like that one because it was different. There was a different tonal palette, so that's interesting. So we have like this Eastern infused thing. I don't know if this is the one that there was something that sounded like the duduk on there, or there was some sort of instrument, exotic instrument on there, but I might have one of the other songs. I should have wrote notes. It's Monday morning. Oh, who cares? Who cares? It doesn't matter. But yeah, Hungry Years is the. I mean, Shadow and Flame is all right. I did. It was good. Yeah. Hungry Years again. I had no issue with that. I thought that was, again, it started off with a nice. It was very poppy, and I like pop. I'm not using that as an insult. I thought it was nice and breezy, and I think that's where Hackett, the best of Hackett lies, in the breezy, the bright and breezy, and the romantic stuff. when he's doing the six string. For me, again, this is just my opinion. Other opinions are available. So yeah, Hungry Years was all right. Descent was a no. No. And was it Conflict that again I should have wrote down. Should have made a note. One of these, it's either Descent or Conflict. One of them is a Mars rip-off, dun 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 dun, or Kashmir or whatever you want to. But it reminded me of Mars by Holst, the planets. Again, if in prog circles, it's the second side of In the Wake of Poseidon, that one, dun 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 dun, and the mellotrons come in, and that instantly says to me, filler. I wasn't that impressed with it. And the album winds up with a pleasant enough track called Peace. It's again perfectly pleasant, perfectly innocuous, but the album ends with a whimper rather than a bang. It kind of fades out, drifts out, and that's it. I mean, I didn't enjoy it as much as the previous album, The Night Siren. If I remember, in fact, I listened to that one after I listened to this. Then I listened to The Night Siren, and I listened to this, and I've listened to it. I've listened to it. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. I mean, I've read people hurling superlatives as they always do. There's always 5-star reviews. It's the best album he's done since the last one. That kind of thing. And I don't think it is actually. I think, I think there's some okay material on here, but there's also some stuff which you have to find a bit middling. So it didn't. It's like it's all right. It's one of those kind of shrug. It's okay. It's okay. That'll do, pig. But again, I think some of the production. Again, you don't really get because it's the same production team. I keep feeling like I'm repeating myself. That's why it is interesting when stuff like Shadow and Flame comes in, because there are new sounds, there are new timbres introduced into the mix, but a lot of the production is just very leaden, and very familiar, and I don't think that helps. The good thing again in the old days, artists used to use different producers, and you get a different take on things, different sounds and just different environments. And this, I don't think that helps the music. I think it is a very in places very leaden production, uninspired production, safe production. We want more 12 strings. We want more nylon strings. We want Anthony Phillips. We want that Hackett and Phillips album. For God damn it, make it so, Steve. If you're watching this, you and Anthony Phillips get into bloody studio and do that bloody album for me. That's an order, because that's what we want. We want we want Hackett and Phillips, a proper guitar. Get Rutherford in to do the bass. That'd be good. That's some real prog wank for you there, isn't it? That's a real progger's wet dream. But I would like to see Hackett and Phillips do an album together. I'm going to keep saying it until it happens, and then I can moan about it. But yeah, I mean, it's not a bad album, but it's not a great album. I thought Night Siren was good. Again, for me, it is kind of on and off in his routine. So like I said, this album, Night Siren was good, Wolflight not so good, but Beyond the Shroud of the Horizon I enjoyed. Out of Tunnel's Mouth I thought was, again, that was almost like a rebirth, almost. Yeah. Trying to think, have I ever reviewed that one? In my head I feel like I've reviewed it, but maybe I haven't. So yeah, you have this kind of on and off for me, just for me, not for you. You love them all, remember. You love all the albums because you're a true fan, and I'm just some guy on YouTube. So yeah, it's more of the same. If you're a fan, you're gonna love it. If you're looking for something new, but if you liked the last few albums, it is literally more of the same. And I'm not saying that in a condemning, derogatory way. It's just that there isn't a lot of difference on it. So there you go. That's it. That's At the Edge of Light, the new Steve Hackett album. And I'll just show it to you again, so we can, just in case there isn't a thumbnail. Or do I need to pull? Let's do a clickbaity face. That should do it. That'll get people clicking. But yeah. I mean, and again, we there's another part of me that thinks it's great that there is another Steve Hackett album in the world, because we'd miss him when he's gone, and so that's that. But what we want, hello, you're a little tail wagging again. You do like a fuss, don't you? But what we want is more instrumentals. No more singing, no more lyrics. Just do instrumentals. Just play your guitar. Shut up and play your guitar, I think someone said once. So yeah, Steve, if you and yeah, if you're watching, the option, you know, he's like, the offer's open. Come over, sit on my leather sofa, and have a biscuit and a cup of tea, and we'll do interview. Your people, call my people, Steve. You know, and get Wilson over as well. They'd never do it. Oh dear. Oh dear. I joke. I jest. So that's it, really. Thank you for joining me. We need a second camera so you can see all the dog fuss. It's very hard to do. It's like patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. It's very hard to keep the train of thought going. And I've got a dog nudging me and licking my hand. But yeah, thanks for watching. This has been another awful review from Darren Locke. Fucking awful. I wouldn't watch it. I certainly wouldn't subscribe, and I certainly wouldn't thumbs this up or down. Remember, the worst thing you can do to these videos is ignore them, because the Google algorithm wants engagement. It needs you to press buttons and leave comments, for it is an hungry beastie of an algorithm. So please, leave your comments. Have you heard the new At the Edge of Light album by Steve Hackett? Did you enjoy it? If so, what did you enjoy? If you didn't enjoy it, what didn't you know? You get the idea. You don't need me to spoon feed you it. Do you think he should work with some different producers? Do you think we should have a different angle altogether? What do you think? Engagement. And with that, there's not a lot else to. Oh, I've got to give it a rating, haven't I? Whoopsie! I nearly did a boo boo then. I'm going to give this 3 hungry years out of 5. That's 3 hungry years out of 5. And again, it's nice to have the guest vocalists. I think some guest vocals on here are cool. You know, I think that's the way to do it. Now, like he did in the old days with Richie Havens and people like that, and that other guy, Bill Collins. You know, when he used that. Those were the days, weren't they? But anyway, I'm just being niggly. You know me, a little niggler. So that's it then. There's only one more thing left to say. You know what that is. That is Prog on.